Hi, I'm Richard Fletcher. I'm the Chief Information Officer at Grain. I've been here for 4 years. I look after our IT and technology team, focusing on our digital experience. Grain Connect's a broadband provider providing internet services to consumers and businesses, predominantly in the north of England. We are an alternative network, which means that we don't use BT's infrastructure, so we build our own. So we go out, dig up roads. That then means that we own all of the infrastructure, and means that we can pass on kind of that value to customers through pricing, low cost, and slightly unique service. So Grain's got 200 employees at the moment, which splits across field engineering and then our head office function, which has kind of finance, customer support, tech support, and our IT teams. When we started our big investment cycle in 2021, we basically started to build in mainly urban sites, so kind of in Carlisle, in the northeast of England, around Middlesbrough, Hartlepool, in the Midlands, around Birmingham, predominantly in kind of city locations rather than rural locations. When we took our investment on, we were very clear that we wanted to scale the business, and that would need a new set of technology to help us support that. And so in 2019, we started a process to tender from our existing CRM, and the key thing for us in terms of wanting to do that was making sure that we had a long-term partner that we could scale the business with to meet our aspirations of getting up to 250,000 premises initially, and then beyond that to 500,000. While initially we will be doing work around the build, so actually building out our network. The key then is obviously we want subscribers and customers to come onto our network and use it, and that means that we have to provide services to kind of billing, technical support, customer support, etc. So we needed a good CRM that was going to scale with us over the next 3 or 4 years. We're now kind of 3 years into that journey, and we're just approaching 40,000 customers now. And so we had Infusionsoft for our CRM. A lot of our kind of software stack and customer stack was really just done by people, so they would happily put the order into Infusionsoft, but then manually create the order in GoCardless to collect the direct debits, etc. So the approach that we wanted to take when we started out on the journey to kind of put the new CRM stack in place was definitely to kind of consolidate everything into a single platform so that we've got better control, with the end goal being that then we can kind of launch a full self-service capability. We kind of concluded we would definitely need a partner. So we picked Creative Analysis, who was a Zoho partner that was recommended to us. They helped us initially just build up confidence through a kind of proof of concept and a bit more of a kind of deep dive during the tender process, just to make sure we had total confidence in the solution that we're picking with Zoho. They offered us a lot of advice during kind of some process mapping workshops, best practice, how you should set things up, really valuable kind of insights from Creative in terms of getting us set up. So we use Zoho CRM for all of our kind of contact and order management. Because of the nature of our business, we've had to customize that, because we don't just sell product, we sell a service, and that service is normally linked to a premise. And one of the big challenges in the kind of ISP industry and particularly for altnets is understanding how your assets are being managed. And by an asset, I mean the kind of premise that you serve. So we built a series of custom modules out that track our premises, and then we know the status of those things. So while we're going through the build process, we know whether or not we've dug outside it and installed a Toby box, which is what kind of connects into the house to run the fibre cable in. But also then we'll know whether or not the network's gone live, what network has been deployed into that site, so what speeds it are capable of, and all of that information is then held in Zoho, and that is then used immediately via our web API to put straight away onto the website. So if a new site or a new premise gets passed on a day, it will go for sale the following evening on the website. So that happens all really quickly. When we start a build in a particular area, so if we use Hartlepool as an example, when we went into Hartlepool, we would create what we call a build project, and in that we'll have a number of phases, and a phase broadly represents about 1,000 to 1,500 homes, and each phase has a cabinet to provide the kind of street connectivity, the kind of router and network termination points into our network. So what we'll do in the CRM is that when a new product is contracted, that will all go through Zoho Sign, and then we'll start to then basically populate the bill project as the first step, and then inside that then we'll have all the premises, which are then used to then kind of link to orders for sale. We have a big field engineering capability, and one of the key things we do is obviously install the router at a customer's premise when they want to go live. So place order on the website, they'll book an install appointment. So Zoho then manages the installs, so it kind of just looks after the kind of booking of the install in terms of that side of it. We use a separate system called Simpro, but then all that information, once a job is completed, is fed back into Zoho. The router is then activated by our technical support team, and then the billing automatically starts. Our record at the moment is 27 minutes to actually go from an order that's been placed on the website to somebody being installed. So one of the key things we do as an ISP is obviously provide the services to the customer, and that also involves billing them. So what we wanted to do at the time when we started, we were kind of hoping to integrate with our finance system and have the finance kind of ERP tool do all of our contract management. It sort of became apparent that actually that was going to hold us back in the longer term, because it would be hard for us to do things like product changes. If people wanted to upgrade and downgrade, it would mean that we'd have to kind of roll back all the way into another system. So in the end, what we did was actually we built a series of custom modules alongside the kind of basic invoicing capability that the Zoho CRM already has to manage our subscription billing process. So we have a bill run that runs every night that creates the bills for customers. That then feeds into GoCardless to kind of take the payments for direct debits, or into Stripe if they're paying by credit card. And again, we've used Deluge scripting to kind of do most of that. And then we have a series of then, when a payment then comes back from GoCardless or Stripe, that then gets integrated into Zoho, so we know the balance on the account, know that the invoice has been paid, and then when all of that's kind of done and complete on the month-end process, we'll then fire that into our finance system, QuickBooks at the moment. Do around about 50,000 transactions a month in terms of invoices, payments, credits, etc. That kind of go through that process, and obviously that scales as the customer base grows. So most of the business uses Zoho CRM. I think the two areas that probably don't is just HR and our fleet and operations teams. But basically every team touches it, even if they don't necessarily know it, because our sales team will start by placing an order through the system, our field sales teams, etc., all feed their data into Zoho. Then we'll have our marketing team. They use a lot of the data in the CRM, particularly for our direct mail campaigns. So obviously the list of premises and the premises that we serve is all held in CRM, so they'll use that. And then there's obviously for ongoing kind of email and SMS campaigns. Our technical support, customer service teams use the CRM day in, day out. That's obviously their main view of what a customer looks like and what the status of a customer is. So we sell in three separate channels. So we have our website, we have our field sales team, and then we have our desk sales team. So our field sales team basically goes out when a new site is going live. They'll knock on doors, kind of raise some brand awareness, tell them we're coming down the street. So the field sales team normally go out and do that, but then they will interact with the CRM. So we have a custom built app that we use for them to place an order, but it feeds directly into Zoho CRM. So we're using all of the Zoho CRM APIs for that. You know, it's as good as real time in terms of if the sales team in the office is also looking at an account, they'll see the same status as the field sales rep. Our desk team basically use the CRM day to day, absolutely, for the inbound calls and outbound calls. But we have a custom widget that basically takes them through the sales process. So they'll use a blueprint in the CRM, and they'll go through a couple of steps, and then when they get to the purchasing aspect of it, where they're selecting the products and applying discount codes, we have a custom built widget to make sure that we get the proposition right and the offer right to the consumer. One of the other custom modules that we've built, obviously when consumers come to the end of their contract, one of the things that they get frustrated about is they've got to contact you to renew, or you've got to ring up to get the best deal. So we have a process whereby the CRM will automatically offer them a digital renewal via email. So the CRM will kind of mail them on 60 days, 40 days, 20 days before their contract's due to renew, to give them a new renewal offer. So in 2024, Ofcom introduced a new regulation to the industry around switching, which basically means that one of the frustrations that consumers used to have was that they had to contact their old provider to cancel their existing broadband order and switch, right? So you ring up, you speak to your old provider, they'll normally try and offer you a deal to keep you, then you kind of ring the other provider and say, no, I've cancelled this one and I want to kind of switch it. But then you've also got to coordinate what day are they installing, the cancellation day, etc. And one of the challenges was that people ended up with being overbilled or double billed for a short period of time. The contracts would overlap. So Ofcom put forward one-touch switching, and in September that came live. And that's a real fundamental change to the industry, because it meant that we had to communicate with all of these other operators to say, we want to request a switch on this particular premise, or this particular customer, and so we want to give them those details. And they then tell us that, there's a contract live there. And in that process, they then send them an email that clarifies their early termination fees, their exit fees, etc. And then we, on the final install, then send it back to them to say, right, okay, we've now installed, please cancel the contract down. So all of that process has been orchestrated now inside Zoho CRM. So we have a custom widget that basically the sales team use, and it's also then on the website that pulls back to a kind of API that's exposed into Zoho to basically log what we call these switch matches and these switch match requests and these switch orders, so that they can then basically, a consumer can already come to our website or make a phone call into the desk team, provide their kind of contract details, their existing provider will then match it with their existing customer record. They'll get their early termination fee email back. They've got confidence that they know how much they've got to pay to exit their contract, and then they're assured that when the install goes ahead, that's the day that they contract will get terminated. While we don't like it, occasionally customers have faults, and one of the things that the CRM does do is that they can raise a fault kind of ticket in the CRM, and that then integrates with Simpro, which then results in the engineer going out to do the fault fix, comes back, gives them the feedback. If it's the fault's then resolved, they'll be doing that. If not, it'll get escalated back into the technical support team or the network team to then resolve. We're really focused on the kind of the service quality that we deliver. Broadband's super important for people at home, particularly when they're working, etc. It's also kind of a critical part of life. So in terms of us being able to understand the trends around the service we deliver is really important to us, and we do that kind of in two ways. So we have an internally focused kind of mechanism, which is using an NPS survey, so Net Promoter Score. We send these out once a month to a small cohort of customers. So the CRM randomly picks two groups of 24 customer subsets, and it will send to them every 12 months a kind of random survey. So that we use for kind of internal measurement of how we're doing. And then we have an external mechanism as well, which we use partly for brand building, but also to establish trust, particularly when we're a new provider coming into the market when nobody's heard of you. We use Trustpilot for that. So again, we integrated with the Trustpilot APIs. So we invite customers to basically give us a review and give us feedback in terms of what we've done and how happy they are with the service. Zoho manages our both the Trustpilot surveys, or they get sent out. So there's a custom module that basically keeps the score of that, so we can do our own reporting. But likewise, the NPS surveys are all sent by Zoho Survey. We also use DataPrep, and we use that to basically prepare all of our what we call our postcode address files. So when we start a build in a particular area, we'll work through kind of do some the network design team will be using AutoCAD to make the physical designs of the kind of layout of the network on the street, which sites we're going to, etc. And one of the things that then pulls out is a series of kind of plots, points, and postcode addresses that we then use to then load into the CRM. And what we use DataPrep for is it kind of exports a file from a kind of this postcode address format file that we get, and then it pushes it all into the right format and throws it into Zoho CRM. When we purchased Zoho CRM, we were really clear with Creative that we wanted to kind of really extensively use the APIs, and we now kind of do over 4 million calls a day to various different kind of components to run our billing, the payment. No, I definitely recommend Zoho. I think we've had a great experience with the product. We definitely work with Creative and continue our relationship with them, and we have no hesitation of recommending them as a partner if you were going to implement Zoho. Green Connect, giving the UK a better choice for broadband.